Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What is going on, people? Welcome back to Big B Daily Show, man. We are live on TikTok. What's happening, TikTok? Live on YouTube. This is your man, Big B, Brien Hanley. What is going on? What is going on, man? Lot to cover today. Championship Sunday yesterday. I'll be honest, I was let down by Lamar Jackson. I was let down. I was ready to sing his praises, put him on the upper echelon of quarterbacks, and I can't do it. I just cannot do it. You all know me. I'm as honest as it gets. I'm going to tell you the 100% truth, and that's just the way it is. You either like it or don't like it. It is what it is. But you're going to always get that from me. Bottom line is, he disappointed. Dan Campbell's an absolute idiot. He's an idiot. We're going to get into all of that, man. We're going to get into all of that. But as always, man, remember, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, Big B Daily Show. Again, live on TikTok, live on YouTube. We appreciate all you all being here. All you TikTok followers, if you're not following, please give us a follow. We need 30 new follows every day and at least 3,500 likes. So keep tapping that screen, people. Keep tapping that screen. We want as many people in here as possible. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. My man Pat Cockrell is already in the chat talking about the Chiefs. He's hype. I understand. Great game by the Chiefs. Let's get into this, people. Championship Sunday. Championship Sunday. It was great football. Two really good football games. Now, I know maybe your team didn't win and maybe you're a little disappointed, but it was good football. You know, it wasn't just bad football out there being played. It was two football games. Even the first game, not a lot of scoring, but the defenses came to play. I mean, the Chiefs' defense was phenomenal. Just phenomenal. And the Ravens' defense in the second half, I mean, did the Chiefs move the ball at all except for the last drive? I mean, they couldn't do nothing. They could not do anything. So, great football, both games. I would have liked to have seen. Yeah, you know what? I don't think anything. I say I want to see more points in the first game, but there's nothing wrong with good defense, people. There's nothing wrong with good defense. So, I loved it. I loved it. I don't know how my live was flagged for violations, repeated violations on TikTok. I don't know how that's even possible. All we're doing is talking about the football game. So, but whatever. Anyway, TikTok, y'all got to relax. We're talking football. Nobody's cussing at anybody or anything. So, but yeah, football game. The first one was a defensive struggle. The second one filled with a lot of mistakes. But I think that the Lions gave the 49ers an opportunity to win. And the 49ers just took advantage of it. So that's what I think. My man Detroit Link says Lamar choked, Lions gave it away. Yeah. I think they gave the 49ers an opportunity to win the game. And the 49ers said, thank you. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. No, I'm not wrong, Yogi. You're wrong. You're wrong. But that's what happened. They had an opportunity, and they gave it away. So 49ers just took advantage. And the Chiefs just shut down what Lamar was trying to do, man. So it was sad. It was sad. But whatever. Let's get into it, man. Let's break these things down. So Lamar Jackson, let's start there. Lamar chokes again. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say. And first off, let's cover this. The game plan for what the Ravens did, horrible. Horrible game plan. You only run the ball 16 times. What are you doing? You give your running backs, 2 different running backs, a combined 6 carries. So what? I have no idea what you're the number 1 rushing team in the league. You're running the ball fine, and yet you don't run the football. I have no idea what you're doing. Sitting back, and I know you got behind early, but it was early. You could have just continued to run the football. If you think that the best plan was having Lamar Jackson to throw the ball 37 times, you're an idiot. And you got what you got. And that's what happens. You got what you got. So, Daryl, we're not even going to respond to you over on TikTok. We're going to get people like that out of here. But yeah. So, it's crazy what happened. The game plan was just miserable for the Ravens. Miserable. Lamar Jackson played terrible. Let's just keep it 100%. Lamar Jackson played bad. Now, is he solely to blame for the loss? No, he's not. You cannot blame him solely. The game plan was bad. Zay Flowers, in a matter of 5 minutes, just acted like a complete idiot. You go from making a big play, which, again, everybody celebrating every single play that they make is ridiculous. But you get a taunting call for absolutely no reason. Absolutely no reason. Then you fumble going into the end zone. Karma caught up with you. And you fumble going into the end zone. And then you cut your hand up on the sideline after that because you're mad and crying on the sidelines. Just absolutely ridiculous. Just bad. Game plan was bad. And you knew it was desperate. Somebody pointed this out to me yesterday, and I bet you all will agree. You knew that the Ravens were desperate late in the game when they're throwing go routes to Odell Beckham Jr. You knew at that time that the Ravens were absolutely in desperation mode when you're throwing go routes to Odell. I mean, I don't even think they had targeted Odell all game up until that point. It's just sad. It's just sad. And Lamar, look, you can't make that pass. You throw into triple coverage. I know there's people out there on the internet, it was pass interference. Okay, maybe it was. But you're never going to get that call throwing the ball into triple coverage. The guy was not open. Period. Period, point blank. Stop with the nonsense. Go somewhere else. Not to mention, how many times did Lamar just dance and dance and dance only to throw an incompletion? Why not drop back, go through your reads, it's not there, take off and run? Or go through your reads and throw the ball. But no, just continue to dance around and dance around and dance around. It's just crazy. So, it's just crazy. I don't understand the mindset or of anything that was going on on the Ravens offense. You don't run the football when you're having success 16 times. That's it. And of those 16, how many of those were Lamar scrambles? That's what I want to know. How many of those were actually just Lamar scrambles of the 16? I know your 2 running backs only got 6 carries, which is absolutely pathetic. It's just, but Lamar did not play well. He played bad. And there's no getting around it. Now, there's people out there on the internet screaming, well, why are they didn't badmouth Josh Allen? Hey, I can't speak for other people, but y'all know me. I gave it to Josh Allen just like I'm giving it to Lamar Jackson. Make the plays to win the game. But you know what the difference was? Josh Allen played better than Lamar Jackson when they lost to the Chiefs. Josh Allen played better than he did. Somebody says, well, he threw for more yards. Hey, man, context is everything. Watch a football game every now and then. If you think passing yards means you played better, then you don't know what you're talking about. Josh Allen played better than Lamar Jackson. Period. But guess what he didn't do? He didn't make the plays at the end of the game to win. He did not do it, and Buffalo lost. Lamar Jackson played a worse football game than Josh Allen. He played a worse football game. And even still, their defense tried to get him in the game. But you know what happened? Something happened in this football game that I've been screaming about for the last, 3 years. Make a play when it's time for your team to make a play. And you know who did? The best quarterback in the world, Patrick Mahomes. They couldn't move the ball an inch in the second half. They couldn't do nothing. But when they had to make a play, he made a play and threw the ball on a dime to a guy that's notorious for dropping passes. But he trusted him, put the ball right on the money, game over. That's the difference. That's the difference, people. I've been saying it, and everybody keeps bashing me for saying it. There is nothing that tells you that you can play bad or keeps you from making a play when you play bad. And Mahomes didn't play bad because the first half he was lights out. But the second half, they couldn't do anything. The Ravens defense figured it out. And they couldn't run it. They couldn't throw it. They got 60 yards in the second half. 60. That's it. That's all the yards that the Chiefs had in the second half. No points, 60 yards. And yet, he made the play at the end of the game to win it. He made the play at the end of the game to win the game. When his team needed him to make a play, he made it. That's the difference. That's just the difference, man. That's why Mahomes is just head and shoulders better than the rest of these guys. Because he doesn't have to be playing well the entire game to make a play at the end of the game to win. He doesn't have to. Yesterday was a perfect example of that. And Lamar Jackson could not do it. Lamar Jackson could not do it. And no, it wasn't all Lamar Jackson's fault why they lost the game. Just like the previous week. It wasn't Josh Allen's fault that they lost the game, but they had a lot to do with it. But the one thing that I know for fact, if Lamar Jackson would have played better, the Ravens would have won. That I know. If he would have played just a decent game, they would have won. He didn't play a decent game. He didn't. So, and no, Lamar Jackson's not a good running back. Some idiot named Pineapple. I mean, that's about as disrespectful as it gets. I know what you really want to say. You should probably just say it. It's fine. You're on TikTok. You can say it. But saying that he's a good running back is just about as disrespectful as it gets. And we all know exactly what you want to say. So you should probably just say it and get yourself kicked off of TikTok and move on. But the bottom line is he just didn't play well. So got to give credit to the Chiefs. That defense, absolutely. Everything was aligned for the Ravens to win. They got healthy. They had the MVP of the league. They were at home. They were playing well. The Chiefs were injured. Their receiving core is the worst that it's been under Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And yet, they still found a way. Now, partly is because that defense is far and away better than any defense that they've ever had. So, far and away the best. And they put it to the Ravens. So, but the bottom line is Lamar Jackson played bad and they got beat. You got to be able to make the plays. Man. I know a lot of people are, well, it's like if you're watching over on YouTube, they're talking about strip sack. And I'm like, huh? But yeah, he held on to the ball too long. Now, granted, he can't block the guys too, so I'm not just blaming him all that, but you got to get rid of the football, man. You got to get rid of the football. So it's just crazy. Comments over here, Mike DeRuler on YouTube. Big B, why won't Lamar just be him and make plays that he can make instead of trying to be a pocket passer? I have no idea, Mike. I was screaming at the television, texting my boy. I'm like, Lamar's got to start running the football. He's back there dancing around. Go through your reads. If it's not there, just run. Go get 4 yards. Go get 7 yards. You know what? One of these times you're going to make a guy miss and you're going to get 30 yards. Just go win. Who cares how you win, man? Who cares? And that's partly part of Lamar's problem. He cares how he wins. He has let people get in his head on how he needs to win versus just go winning. There were so many opportunities that he could have went and just ran the football. And he didn't. He kept throwing incompletions. I'm like, why are you dancing around to get incompletions? Just go run and go get 5 yards. There's nothing wrong with that. But the game plan, again, was horrendous in Baltimore. Do you guys realize this? I heard this morning. The Ravens ran the ball 1 time on second down. Now, granted, they only ran it 16 times. And again, some of those were Lamar scrambles. But they ran the ball 1 time on second down. What the hell is going on? Once on second down all game? Just, man. I don't know. It was bad. It was bad. Then you start talking about Zay Flowers. Now, look, like I said, Zay Flowers, you get the taunting penalty, which was ridiculous. Can I ask y'all a question? TikTok, YouTube, let me ask y'all a question. Why, after every single play that somebody makes on a football field, somebody is celebrating? Can y'all answer me that question? It could be a 5-yard slant route. Somebody's up doing the slime. Why, after every single play, do we always have to celebrate? Can't you just do your job and go back to the huddle, slap 5 with your boys, clap? I'm good with you even clapping. But everything is a look at me, I'm the greatest. And it's everybody. I'm just like, oh my God. Well, and it came back to bite them because karma is a real thing. I don't know if people believe in karma, but I do. And karma's a real thing. 3 plays later, fumbled going into the end zone by the same guy that you taunted. I mean, whew. Crazy. My man Ruben Ortiz, he says that Lamar is not a big game player. Great QB, but doesn't have the edge others like Mahomes and Burrow have. Well, Ruben, what edge does Burrow have other than being injury prone? I mean, they went to a Super Bowl. I'll give them credit for doing that. But let's not act like Burrow's just done all these great things for all these number of years. That ain't true. So don't lump Burrow in with Mahomes. Don't do that. So, and people saying that Burrow's got the dog in him. How? When? They went to a Super Bowl. I get it. But if you actually go back and look at that game or you watch that game, it was the Cincinnati defense that stopped Mahomes. It wasn't anything that Burrow did. Like, they didn't win a shootout against the Chiefs, 35-31 or anything like that. That's not what happened. It was the defense put the clamps on Mahomes in the second half, and they won the game. So let's get serious. Don't be putting people in the same class with Mahomes. Don't do that. I'm not going to let you do that. Not on my show. Not on my show. So And I appreciate y'all the comments. I do. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's call it like it is. So my man Daniel Reyes says time to put respect on the Chiefs defense. Yeah, I think we do. I think we got to put some respect on the defense. And I'm guilty of that too. I'm talking about all the things that Lamar didn't do. Talk about that Chiefs defense, man. The Chiefs defense was lights out. Chiefs defense is lights out. Shut them down. Now, partly, again, the Ravens self-checked themselves because they refused to run the football when they were having success. But, hey, that's not the Chiefs' defense problem. So, and my man Pat Cockrell, he says Lamar spends too much time worrying about the critics of his passing game instead of doing what he's best at. That's 100% right. 100% right. He got to stop worrying about what everybody says about him and just go out there and win a football game, people. Just go win a football game. That's all you got to do. So, yeah, I said the Ravens were going to the Super Bowl. I absolutely said it. Absolutely. So, people are wrong. People are wrong. It's weird that everybody is like, okay, somebody said that they were going to win and they didn't win. And then I told you so. I don't even know who you are. So how would you tell me anything? You didn't tell me anything. Stop lying. So, and I don't get it. You were drafted as a QB. Now just play your game and you're the MVP. You're exactly right, Big Mar. Just go win. It doesn't matter how. It just doesn't matter how. Not to me, it doesn't. And it shouldn't to anybody else. Just go win a football game. If they call you, oh, he's just a running back, but you know what? He won 3 Super Bowls. I don't think anybody's going to care. I don't think anybody is going to care. You'll end up in the Hall of Fame. You'll have 3 Super Bowl rings. You'll have a pile of money. What else are we worried about here? So, Monday through Friday, people, 9 a.m. Central Time, Big B Daily Show. I appreciate y'all showing up live on TikTok, live on YouTube. Please continue to tap the screen. I know we're looking for 10K likes. We were looking for 3,500. We blew that out of the water. Y'all always do. We need at least 30 new follows. So if you're not following, please give me a follow. We appreciate it. So let's move on, man. Brock Purdy. Do you all realize how much crow Brock Purdy has made me eat over the last, 2 weeks? Because everything that I said Brock Purdy couldn't do, the last 2 weeks, he has said, Brien, hold my beer. Big B, hold my beer. You said what? Oh, I can't play under game pressure? Hold my beer. I mean, it is what it is, people. Brock Purdy is doing his thing. Brock Purdy is doing his thing. And I can't deny it. And hear me now, TikTok. Hear me now, YouTube. I am not going to say that Brock Purdy can't play in the clutch anymore. I'm not going to say it. I can't say it anymore. You know, some people are saying he's a game manager. He's also in the Super Bowl. I mean, he's a game manager that's in the Super Bowl. You know how dumb that's? Oh, he's just a game manager. Who cares? He's in the Super Bowl. And not only is he in the Super Bowl, he again put San Francisco on his back and led them to victory. He's proven that he can play under pressure. Now, look, earlier in the season, he didn't prove that. Hell, against the Ravens, he didn't prove that. I mean, it was easy to say, hey, man, he plays well with the lead, but when he has to come from behind, when there's real game pressure, he can't get it done. And he had proven that he couldn't get it done. Well, the last 2 weeks, Brock Purdy has said, nope, no sirree, Bob. I'm playing. I'm winning. And again, That's the difference. Brock Purdy, again, stunk in the first half of that football game yesterday, just like he stunk the whole game against Green Bay until the last drive when they needed him. Played bad in the first half yesterday. Second half, the man played lights out. He played like a man possessed. He played like a man that says, I want to go to the Super Bowl. It's that kind of attitude that Lamar Jackson needed to take, that Lamar Jackson needed to play with. Lamar Jackson needed to be that way. I'm going to do anything in my power to get my team to the Super Bowl. I don't care what. And not only that, you can also say that Lamar Jackson folded under the pressure because he understands what's required. Lamar Jackson is not dumb. He knows what he needs to do. Part of that is folding under the pressure. I know people don't want to say that. I know me as a black man, I'm not supposed to say that about a black quarterback. I know I'm not supposed to say that. But y'all know me, okay? I'm going to be as honest about everybody no matter what. I don't care. I'm not listening to the BS. I'm just not. A bunch of people out there telling me that oh, man, you're a sellout. You're bad-mouthing Lamar. No, or am I just telling the truth about Lamar? That's what I got. A bunch of comments telling me that I'm selling out because I told the truth. Well, I'm going to continue to tell the truth. And if that means I'm selling out, then so be it. He didn't play well. Brock Purdy played well in the second half, led his team to victory. And I'm the first person that's going to praise any black guy, black man, any man. I don't care. I'm going to tell it like it is. Just like I beat up Josh Allen last week. He deserved it. He didn't do enough to lead his team to victory. Brock Purdy did. Brock Purdy did. So that's my point. And that's I'm going to stick with it. They may lose in the Super Bowl. They may lose to the Chiefs. But he made it. And he made the plays to go win the game. And one thing that I'll say right now, based on the last 2 weeks, if you're a Chiefs fan, are you confident that you want the ball to be in Purdy's hands to win the game? Even as good as your defense has been. Are you that confident? I don't think you are. I don't think you should be. I think you should say, hey, we got to put this game away, or we want to have the ball at the end of the game. Because if it's based on the last 2 weeks, if it comes down to Purdy, Purdy makes those plays, man. Now, the Chiefs' defense is outstanding. But I'm just saying the way Purdy has led his team, it could get dicey. It could get dicey. So we'll see what happens, though. But you can't, like I said, I can't take away what Brock Purdy has done. He played great in the second half, ran around, putting his body at risk, diving for first down, scrambling around. He hit his back foot. Hey, it ain't there. I'm running the football. All the things that we said Lamar Jackson should have done, he didn't do. My man Pat Cockrell says, Purdy using his legs to get things done was what impressed me the most last night. Absolutely right, Pat. When the play wasn't there, he said, I'm not settling. I'm trying to get to a Super Bowl, man. And he ran with the football. He did the things that he needed to do. So, my man on Swerve over on TikTok says that Mahomes probably just stamped his name as one of the best QBs of all time. I think he already did that. But you're right. If there was any doubt, I think that ends this doubt. And again, just what I've been screaming about, Patrick Mahomes didn't play well in the second half. He played lousy in the second half. They couldn't do anything. The Ravens defense had figured out the Chiefs, and they got 60 yards in the second half. They couldn't do anything. But when the game was on the line and a play had to be made to win, Old number 15 came up with the play. And that's all I ask. That's all I say. Is you can be good, you can be bad, you can be whatever it is that you are, but when it's winning time as a quarterback, can you go win? And yes, he can win. That's the difference. That's the difference. We're going to open up Q&A, man. We're going to break this thing down. So anybody that's got questions, start firing them off, and I'll answer as many as I can answer. So why do I care what people think? I do. I care. I try to be nice. But I'm going to be honest, Daniel. That's my thing. I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to do me. I'm always going to do me. But I try to be honest, and either people are going to like it or not like it. So it is what it is. Campbell went to the Crystal Ball School of Coaching, says Shelby. Let's talk about Dan Campbell for a second. Can we? Can we talk about Dan Campbell? And I'm going to say this about as nice as I can say it. Dan Campbell's an idiot. Okay? He gave the game away. Now, don't get me wrong. The 49ers took the opportunity, but he gave the game away. And what I mean by that is, why do you keep going for it on fourth down? Why? Kick the field goal. And here's the thing. I know what everybody says. Oh, he's a gambler. You know, he plays football. He coaches the game by his gut. It's a gut feeling. He's not using analytics. Okay, fine. So let me ask all those people this question. At the end of the first half, they had the ball at the 3-yard line with 10 seconds to go. Why didn't they go for it then? Why did he kick the field goal then? That's all I want to know. We keep talking about he kept going for it. Why wouldn't you go for it then? But he didn't. He kicked the field goal. Why? Because it was the right thing to do. Take the points. You're on the road. You got the lead. Take the points. The same thing happened at the first drive of the second half. The 49ers went down, kicked the field goal. The Lions were driving. They had 4th and 2. They could have kicked, I think it was like a 47, 48-yard field goal. Kick the field goal. Instead, they throw to Josh Reynolds, who Josh Reynolds, he'll be lucky to have a job next year after that performance. That was horrible. And he did not kick the field goal. And instead, they go for it on fourth down. He drops a pass. Katie barred the door. All the momentum is with the 49ers. I just don't understand. So, I just don't understand. Just make the right plays. Just make the right plays, man. That's all you got to do. But instead, you don't. And you let the 49ers, it was an avalanche of momentum that rained down on your head. They score, then you fumble on a bad exchange, and they score again, and and then he just kept making bad decisions. He kept making bad decisions. 4th and 3 again. And he doesn't kick the field goal. And you're up. I'm like, what? Huh? Doesn't do it again. And it just bad coaching. So, just bad coaching. And then at the end of the game, how are you going to run the ball on 3rd and 4? You got 3 timeouts with a minute and something to go, and you run the football. How did you think that was a good play call? So, Matt, I'm not a Lions fan, so it's not y'all. They lost the game. So I don't even know how you thought that was a good play call, running the football. You didn't get it and then had to burn a timeout, which you didn't have at the end of the game when you needed it. Oh, but you know what? That's the difference between somebody who's been there before and somebody who hasn't been there before. That's the big difference. Lions had never been there before, and they literally just pooped all over themselves. So that's the difference. 49ers got down, played with a little bit of poise, got back in the game, and took advantage of everything that Detroit gave them. So same thing could be said in the Ravens-Chiefs game. How many dumb penalties did the Ravens get? I mean, how many? Just undisciplined football. They got frustrated. They got flustered. Undisciplined. Chiefs had been there many, many times. Just, hey, we know what we got to do to win. The Ravens are falling apart right before our eyes. Just keep their eye on the ball. We'll make a play at the end of the game to win it. Because the Ravens are better than the Chiefs. Let's just be honest. The Ravens are better than the Chiefs. But any given Sunday, and again, when you implode, not to mention the other team has the best quarterback in the world, but when you implode, that's what happens. So I feel bad, man. I feel bad. I wanted Lamar to win. Y'all know I was rooting for Lamar, even as a diehard Steeler fan. Y'all know I was rooting for Lamar, but it is what it is. He didn't play well. He choked. He played bad. He wasn't the sole reason that the Ravens lost, so don't get me or try to say that that's what I'm saying. I never said that. I'm never going to say that. But don't tell me that he wasn't a huge reason why the Ravens lost, because he was. He was. He played bad. And the Chiefs the Chiefs defense played outstanding football. But outside of the first half, the Chiefs offense was pedestrian. And the Ravens defense figured it out, and they just shut everything down that the Chiefs were even trying to do the second half. So, yeah, it hurt me too to watch Lamar, man. It hurt me to watch Lamar just fumble it away. You know, fumble the game away. But that's football, man. That's football. Any given Sunday. Any given Sunday. My man Dan Reyes says Dan Campbell got out-coached. Absolutely. Absolutely. Without question. Dirty Sanchez says Lamar Prescott does it again. You know, I fought that comparison for a long time, but can you? Can you fight it anymore? Isn't it the same? I mean, isn't it the same? You can throw Josh Allen into that too. Can't get it done when you need to. Or at least Josh Allen played well the other day. These guys played lousy, and their teams got upset. So, yeah, that's right. At least Josh Allen played well. He just didn't make the plays at the end of the game to win the game. So, not one person has or probably will mention that the two quarterbacks in the Super Bowl are from, well, it says BI. I'm assuming he's going to say Big 12. I got it. And I think maybe the reason that they won't mention it is because they were average when they were in the Big 12. Their teams were average. You know, I mean, Brock Purdy was average. That's why I kept saying the same things about Brock Purdy. It's like the team that he had his junior and senior year, you know how many pros are on that team, that Iowa State team? A ton. So, again, as a reminder, people, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, Big B Daily Show. We're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. If you're on TikTok, please give me a follow. We appreciate it, man. We're over 11,000 likes, looking to get to 15,000. And if you're not following, please give us a follow and come over to YouTube. Click on the YouTube link in the bio. Come subscribe over on YouTube, Big B Sports Talk. We appreciate it. A lot of stuff over there. So we already talked about the Ravens. Who said that Lamar had a great game? Is somebody saying that Lamar on TikTok saying that Lamar had a great game? Who the heck is that? I don't know. Somebody can find him. But Lamar did not play a great game. So, Rise guy, I appreciate it, man. What's going on? Never bet against Mahomes in the playoffs, says Tanya. You're exactly right. Or I can't agree with that more. You can bet against Mahomes if you want to. And remember, he couldn't win on the road. Well, let's see what the Chiefs can do on the road. They've never been on the road. Well, they went to Buffalo. Hostile environment, bad weather, they won. They went to the Ravens. Hostile environment, bad weather, they won again. They just, you take that into your own hands if you bet against Mahomes, man. Jared Goff, hello, what's happening? Yeah, you're taking that into your own hands, and you're risking it all when you bet against Mahomes. Thanks for the heart, man. I appreciate it, Tanya. We love you here on the Big B Sports Talk and the Big B Daily Show. I hope Kansas City loses the Super Bowl. That is a bitter fan right there. Or do you have Kansas City fatigue? I've heard a lot of people say they don't want the Chiefs to win because they're tired of seeing the Chiefs win. I get that. Chiefs fatigue is a real thing. Chiefs fatigue is a real thing. A lot of people out there, man, that don't want to see the Chiefs win because they're tired of seeing the Chiefs there. Well, hey, man, when you got the best quarterback, you're going to be there more times than not. That's just the way it works. And they got the best quarterback. They got the best quarterback and one of the greatest coaches of all time. I would say Andy Reid has propelled himself into that conversation of top 3 or 4 best coaches ever. What do you guys think? That's a good topic. And this is before Andy Reid, if they win another Super Bowl or not. I think what Andy Reid has accomplished puts him in the top 3 or 4 coaches of all time. I do. Belichick, I think, is first. And then it gets dicey. Like, do you go with a guy like Chuck Noll? I mean, who was better than him when he was coaching the Steelers? And he helped put the Steelers together. So who was better than him? I don't know. I just Andy Reid right there. Yeah, I'm not sure who. I'm just not sure who else is better. Don Shula? He coached a lot of years, won a lot of games, but how many times did he get to the Super Bowl and how many times did he win? So, Bill Parcells, Joe Gibbs is the person who doesn't get enough credit. Won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks. And I would be willing to say that Joe Theismann, was it Jay Schrader, or was it Mark Rippon? I can't remember which one. And Doug Williams. Not great quarterbacks. Good, but not great. So I think Joe Gibbs is right there. And then you got Andy Reid. So right there in the top 3 or 4. He's right there. So it was Rippon who won it. Gotcha. Not Jay Schrader, the blonde bandit. Jimmy Johnson is up there. He is. He's definitely up there. I just think Andy Reid is just better. Not a knock against anybody. I think what Andy Reid has done, what he's accomplished, is second to none. Second to none. So that's my personal feelings. Mahomes is top 5 all time. Yeah. I don't see how you keep him out of the top 5. I had him at top 5 to begin the season. I moved Marino out. I put Mahomes in. I don't see how anybody at this point. Now, let me just back up. Does Mahomes have to win the Super Bowl to be in the top 5? Does he have to win it to get into the top 5? I don't think he does. I think he's there already. But if he wins it, does that make him 4? I mean, if he wins, does that pump Mahomes up to 4? It starts to get tricky. I mean, here's my list. And I know some of y'all are going to not agree with my list. And here's my list in this order. I got Joe Montana number 1. I got Tom Brady 2, Peyton Manning 3, John Elway 4, and Patrick Mahomes number 5. That is my list in that order. Now, I know you're going to scream, oh, Tom Brady's got to be number 1. He's not number 1 for me. But if Mahomes is 5 and they win the Super Bowl, I think that's got to bump him up above John Elway. I think it just does. So I think it's got to put him above John Elway. And look, I'm a big John Elway, Marino guy because I think those guys were great. The game was different. They threw the ball down the field a lot because that's what people say. Well, John Elway's completion percentage was only 59%, and it was, but that's because his average complete, they were throwing the ball 20, 25 yards down the field. They weren't dumping it off and running little dig routes, or quick slants. That's not what they did. They were throwing the ball down the field. So your completion percentage is not going to be as high. Big Tech says Mahomes not 5. Well, then where do you got Big Techs? Big Techs, where do you have Mahomes? Where do you have Mahomes? If he's not 5, then where do you have him? So that soy sauce. What up, brother? What is going on? We're talking football. We're breaking it down. We're breaking down how Lamar choked, brother. It was bad yesterday. It was bad. And it's crazy because, again, as a Steeler fan, I love that the Ravens fans are going through it today. I absolutely love it. I love that Ravens fans are going through it because all they're going to say is, well, we won the division. Okay. Well, we beat you twice. So what did you win? Nothing. You did nothing, just like we did. Nothing. Deal with that, Ravens fans. You won the division, but you won nothing. So, yeah, Lamar had a ton of time from that O-line, dancing around, not going and making plays. That's his fault. Now, I know y'all are going to say I'm being petty, giving it to the Ravens fans. Y'all say that I'm being petty. But if y'all have stuck around and watched me long enough on the Big B Daily Show, you all know that your boy Big B is one of the most petty people that you guys know. So it doesn't bother me saying that I'm petty. That doesn't bother me because I know I am. You're a hater, B. Yes, I'm a hater. I'm 1,000% a hater. I admit it. But aren't we all? Aren't we all? Yes, I'm a hater. People say that to me. You're a hater. Yeah, I am. You're right. And keep going. What else? What else you got? So I love it, man. So tired of seeing the Chiefs. I told y'all that Chiefs fatigue was a real thing. I told y'all. You said it right there. I'm so tired of seeing the Chiefs. What are you going to do, man? When you got the best quarterback in the world, they're going to be there. You got to beat them. You got to knock them out. You got to knock them out. People got tired of the Patriots, too. You got to knock them out. And Lamar and the Bills and Josh Allen, they had their opportunity to push the king off the throne. They both had an opportunity. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. Josh Allen didn't make enough plays, and Lamar Jackson just crumbled under the pressure. It's just what it is, man. So, just what it is. And I know people are going to give me a hard time about it, but I'm not that worried. It is what it is. James Richards, what is going on? If Jackson puts the ball over the top likely had a touchdown. But he didn't, number one. Number two, I don't believe if he puts the ball over the top that anything's going to happen but a tip incompletion. It was triple coverage. He wasn't open. Don't throw that football. How about we start there? Don't throw the football. We can't start doing the excuse game. Just don't throw the football. My man Johnny Blaze over on TikTok says, why wasn't Lamar running? I have no idea, bro. I said the same thing. All that dancing around back there, just run the football. Go get you 5 yards. Go get you 4 yards. Go get you 7 yards. Because if you keep putting the pressure on that defense, eventually you're going to break a tackle, you're going to make a guy miss, and you're going to go for 30. But he wouldn't do it. He was trying to play to what everybody says that he can't do. Trying to just sit back there and be a pocket quarterback, which anybody that says Lamar Jackson can't throw is an idiot. I don't even listen to people that say stupid stuff like that. But you have a weapon. You can run. Just go run. Yes, Brock Purdy rushed, and nobody said anything. Only thing that I said, Brock Purdy did what he had to do to go win a game. The man's trying to get to the Super Bowl. Just run. Who cares if everybody says you're a running back? He's a running back. Okay, but I'm in the Super Bowl, and I'm playing quarterback in the Super Bowl as a running back. Okay, good for you. So, now I don't know if everybody's hating on Brock Purdy today, man. Joseph, I'm one of the biggest Brock Purdy haters that was out there in the world, and I admitted it today, and I'll admit it again so everybody can hear. You can't say that Brock Purdy can't play in the clutch anymore. And I will not be saying that anymore. I can't. I mean, what else he got to do? The last 2 weeks, he played awful against the Packers until the last drive of the game where they needed him to play big. He did. They won the game. Played awful in the first half yesterday, puts the team on his back, and leads them back to victory to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, what else? If that's not clutch, I don't know what is. So I can't sit here and say that he can't play under real game pressure anymore. I just can't say it. And y'all know me, I'm never going to be fake. I'm never going to say something just to say it. I'm never going to lie. That's not what I do. So he reminded you of Joe Cool. You know, here's the thing, man. He played well. I'm not putting Brock Purdy and Joe Montana in the same sentence. You got to stop that. He didn't remind me of no Joe Montana. He didn't know. No. Now that's where I'm drawing the line. Don't tell me he reminded you of Joe Montana. Stop it. He played a great game in the second half. But you know what? Joe Montana ain't in that situation because he played so much better in the first half. So that's all I'm saying. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't y'all do it, TikTok. Don't y'all do it. Brock Purdy and Joe Montana. Ugh. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Wash your mouth out for saying that, man. Wash it out. So my man Wakan over on YouTube says all the teams are funding coaches. What do you think the Seahawks are waiting for? I don't know what the Seahawks are waiting for unless they're trying to hire Ben McDonald from the Ravens to be their coach. I know Washington was waiting for Ben Johnson. But other than that, I don't know what else that they could be waiting for. Seattle, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. So, and here's right here, my man Wakan talking about Brock Purdy. He's not Montana. He's not Young. He's just Purdy. There we go. He ain't no Joe Montana. He ain't Steve Young. He is just Brock Purdy. And you know what? As a guy that's been a Brock Purdy hater all year long, being Brock Purdy just might be good enough to win you the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. So we're going to shut this one down for today, people. I appreciate it. Everybody being here. Again, we crushed it on the likes. Almost got to 15K. We're at 14.9. Need 30 new follows. I'll check those stats. But again, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m., man. Bring somebody tomorrow. We're going to break down a lot more tomorrow. And as I told you all, start watching college football or college basketball. I apologize. If you're not watching college basketball, start watching college basketball because we're going to dive into that here, especially since we got this whole week off without any football. Catch up on your college basketball because I'm going to dive deep into that this week. I love college basketball. It's my second favorite sport outside of the NFL. I like it better than college football because anybody can win in college basketball. In college football, everybody doesn't have a chance. In college football, everybody just does not have a chance. College basketball, especially March Madness, everybody got a shot. And that's what I love was when everybody has a shot. So I appreciate y'all, man. Yeah, Doug Boy, no, not the Pro Bowl. Don't know. No. I might not even mention the Pro Bowl other than what I just mentioned just now. No Pro Bowls for me. No Pro Bowls. So, all right, man. I appreciate y'all. Again, Monday through Friday, Big B Daily, 9 a.m. Central Time. Hopefully I can do it better tomorrow. And I will see you guys later, man. Aloha.